Hello everyone. Let us now discuss how can we solve this problem. Minimum number of operations to make all array elements equal to 1. So we are given with the nums array, positive integers which contains positive integers, and we can do an operation any number of times. Let us see what is that operation. Select an index I such that I will be greater than or equal to 0 and less than n minus 1 and replace either of nums of I or nums of I plus 1. So the selected index or the next index with their GCD value. What does this there mean? Their GCD value is nothing but GCD of nums of I and nums of I plus 1. Now return the minimum number of operations to make all elements of nums equal to 1. If it is impossible, return minus 1. The GCD of two numbers is the greatest common divisor of two integers. So let's look at this problem 2634, right? Let's take the example, right? 2634, right? Now let us see how they are solving, but before that let's go to the constants. 2 is less than or equal to nums dot length less than or equal to 50, and 1 is less than or equal to nums of I is less than or equal to 10 power 6. So the first operation which they did is by choosing the index I is equal to 2. So by choosing the index I is equal to 2, take this and this. GCD of 3 and 4 is equal to 1. Now if you see, I'll convert this into 2, 6, 1 and then here 4 itself. Only one element I or I plus 1 will be changed, right? Now from this, if I get any time, if I get a 1, let me write it. If I get a 1, then let us see what we will be doing, right? So 1 and 6, what is the GCD of any element with 1 will be 1, right? So 1 and 6 will be 1. So I'll change this 6 into 1, right? So 2 comma 1 comma 1 comma 4, and I'll change 1 and 2. The GCD will be 1 1 and then 1 1 4. Now from this one I'll change this 4 into 1 1 1 1 and then 1, right? So how many operations did I do? 1 2 3 and then 4, only 4. But if you see, what is the size of this which is giving me a GCD of 1? What is this size? 3 minus 2, nothing but, let us take 3 minus 2, nothing but 1. I am just taking it as 1. Why? Because from this only one element has become as 1. So I am taking this 3 minus 2, which is nothing but 1. And what is about the remaining elements? These remaining elements I need to make it, right? I need to make that into 1. So what I will do is nothing but I'll just take that, I'll just take these is nothing but I have just made only one element as 1. Now what are the remaining number of elements? N minus 1. So the first thing, if I have a 1 in the array, right? So as I said, if I have 2 3 1 4 8 6 15, how many number of operations I need? From this and from this, so I'll be changing to 1, and then from this I'll change it to 1. So the number of operations is from this to this and then this to this and then here to here and then here to here, right? Here to here. So I have only 1, so I am just returning n minus 1. Instead, if I have 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 6 and then 15. From this 1 to 6 and then from here to here and then from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. How many number of operations I did? I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. What is this 5? The size is nothing but 7. 7 minus 2 is nothing but 5. 2 is nothing but number of ones. So if I have if I have 1 in the array, so once in the array, it will be better. Once in the array, so I will be returning n minus 1. Now if I don't have it, then check for the shortest subarray which which is having GCD, of 1. Let us take the example which I went wrong: 6, 10, and then 15. 6, 10, and then 15. I think GCD of 6 and 10 is 2. Let me check. Right, GCD of 6 and 10. Let us see. So 6 and 10, the GCD is 2. Right, I'll just change this to 2 and here to 15. Let us see what is the GCD of 6 and then 2. So this GCD of 6 and 2 is also 2. Okay, right. So 2 and 10, what will be this one? What if I change this is 2? Okay, 6 and 10 is 2. Okay, then let us see. 6 and 10 is 2, right? Now 2 and 6, instead of 2 and 10 is also 2, right? Okay, let us see 10 and 15. Okay, so here 6 and 2, the GCD will be 6 and 2, the GCD will be 2 again. Now 2 comma 2 comma 15, right? So let us take this 2 and 2, right? Let us take this 2 and 2. What will be the GCD of 2 and 2? So the GCD of 2 and 2 is 2. So there is something a mistake right here, right? Okay, so GCD of 10 and 15, let us take in this way. 10 and 15 is 5, right? 6, 5, and then 15. What is the GCD? What will the GCD of 5 and 15? Okay, it will be 5 again, right? 6, 5, and then 5, right? So 5 and 2. Let us see 5 and 10 instead. 5 and 10. Okay, 5 and 10 will also be 5. Okay, so 6 and 5, I think here it will be, right? 6 and 5. Okay, right. So if you see, instead wait a second, I can also get for 2 and 15, I think. Yeah, I think I can also get a GCD of 1 if I have for 2 and 15 is equal to 1. Yeah, 2 and 15 is also 1. So what we do is we just have 1 here and then 2 comma 2. So how many number of operations we are taking? Let us see, right? So to make this subarray with GCD of 1, but let us imagine, just imagine, what is the GCD of 6, 10, and 15. So the GCD of 6, 10, and 15 is 1 itself. You don't need to make this 2 and then 1, however, right? So if I just want to tell you how does that work, right? So 6, 10, and then 15. So the GCD of whole is 1 itself, right? So if the total array or the subarray is having, this subarray is having a GCD of 1, how much does it took me to get a 1 here? Let us see. So to get a 1 here, I took 1, 2, and 3, right? So if 3 elements are having a GCD of 1, then to get a 1, it needs elements number of elements in the sub array. It just took me 3 operations, right? Exactly 3 operations. 1, 2, and then 3 operations. Now, let us see how many operations does this take. The remaining one is nothing but n minus 1, right? So that's how we solve this problem. First thing is count number of ones, and the second thing, get the minimum length of a subarray with GCD of 1 using nested loop, right? I think you can code this, but I have been going with the C++ code, right? So you can watch this, right? So int n is equal to nums dot size, and once is equal to count nums dot begin nums dot end comma 1, number of ones in the nums array. If I have ones, then I just return n minus ones, right? Now int minimum length is equal to int max. I'm just initializing with int max. And okay, for int I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Now int g is nothing but the current GCD of the subarray which we are taking. For int j is equal to I plus 1, j is less than n, j plus plus. So g is equal to GCD of g comma nums of j. Now if g is equal to 1, I need to just break the loop, but before breaking, let me update the minimum length, right? Minimum length is equal to minimum of minimum length comma j minus I, right? After that, we'll just return if the minimum length is equal to int max, then return minus 1. If not, then just return minimum length plus n minus 1. That's it. I think you got this, right? J minus I. Okay. But if you see here, instead, here I got 2, and here I have 3 options. I said number of elements in the subarray minus 1. I think that's the thing which might be a I forgot to explain you. So here I am getting 3 operations, but if you see here I am having only 2 operations left, and this operation is nothing but done by here 3 operations. And then, right, there might be a case here. No, yeah, if you see here, instead of going in this 6 10 15, from this I can go with, okay, 6 and 5 1 5 and then 5, right? Okay, even 5 and 5 is will be giving me 5 as the GCD, right? So we'll be just adding number of elements in the subarray minus 1, 2 plus 2. That's how we make it. And if you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section, and please do subscribe to my channel and like this video. Please do share it to friends. Thank you.